Welcome back. Alright, good to see you guys again. Welcome to another MORFIT live workout. It's heavy weights today. We're lifting heavy dumbbells or heavy kettlebells, whatever you have handy around the house. And our workout is going to be close to about 30 minutes or so after we actually get warmed up. So keep your weights off to the side. Just grab your bodies. We're going to get warmed up here together. Alright, let's start with just some jogging on the spot. We're going to warm up the entire body, upper body, lower body, get the heart rate going. Just so we're nice and warm and ready for the workout. Let's go to some heel kicks, so keep the heels back towards the butt. And knees up to the front. Okay, standing up, step out to the side. You're going to shift your hips over into a lateral lunge. And then come back to that same leg. We're going to go this way 8 times. And then go back to the other side. That's 2. Keep the hips back, keep the chest up. And your left leg will stay straight, knees and toes pointing forward. 2 more. There's 8. Okay, we're going off to the other side. Stepping out to the left. Now the right leg stays straight. You want to get the hips right over top of that foot. So try not to be here. Get all the way over. I think that was 6. 2 more. And 8. Keep the feet wide here. A little bit wider if you can. Bit of a stretch to the adductors. Hands go down to the floor. You might be able to get even wider once you're down. We're going to pivot 90 degrees to our right, keeping the feet nice and far apart. And pivot around 90 degrees, or 180 degrees I suppose, so you're facing the left. You feel a stretch in the front of the back leg, back of the front leg. Back to the center. Bring your feet together. Toes out. When you sit our hips down to the floor, reach forward with the hands. Really reaching the fingers forward. So you feel a stretch coming through the upper back. Shift your weight forward onto your hands. Drive the spine up to the ceiling. Tuck your chin and your pelvis in. So this is our camel position. Or cat position. I never know which one's the cat, which one's the camel, which one's the cow. Let's go to the other way. Drive the belly button down to the floor. Head up and pelvis up, or tailbone up. Tuck your toes underneath. Push yourself back into a squat position. And let's add the twists. Reaching the right hand up to the ceiling. Woo! I got a few cracks down the spine on that one. Bring the right hand in. Reach up with the left. And bring the left hand in. Hands to the floor. Extend the knees. Hips up in the air. We're in a downward dog. Stretching out the back of the legs. Walk the hands forward into a plank position here. We're just going to lower ourselves down to the floor. And press up into upward dog, sphinx, cobra. Again, I'm not sure which one this is. Going to be you do yoga out there, let me know. Lower yourself down. We're gonna roll on to our right side. Bring the knees to 90 degrees. Hands together, straight out in front of you. And we're gonna draw as big of a circle as we can with our left arm. So notice the spine is rotating. Hand goes all the way around. And then I'm coming back over top. So as big of a circle as you can draw with the left arm. Keeping your knees together and on the floor. One more. All the way around. It's a great movement to open up the shoulders. Okay, rotate to the other side. 90 degrees at the legs, arms together in the front. And open up that circle. Nice calming warm up to our heavy workouts. Don't worry, we'll spice it up right away here. And last circle. Good. All right, come back up. We're going to finish off our warm up with a swing. This can be with a kettlebell or a dumbbell. It's a bit more popular with a kettlebell, but you can do either. And we'll take this opportunity to talk and learn about it. We do have, actually I lied, we don't have a swing in the workout. I initially planned a swing in the workout, but I took it out. That's all right, let's do it anyways for the warm up. So, grab hold of your weight, hinge hips back, nice long spine, pull the weight back like a football, and then we're driving the hips forward. Spine stays nice and neutral the whole time. We're going to go through 10 swings. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Place it down. We'll take a 15-20 second break and do it again. If you want a nice full breakdown of how to do kettlebell swings, check out White Lion Athletics YouTube channel. DJ just did a how to do a swing over, I think his video was 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and he breaks it down. So you can go check that out for a much more in-depth instruction than what I'm doing here. All right, grab the kettlebell again one more time, hips back, hike the weight back, keep the shoulders back. All the power comes from the hips. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Okay, that'll get the heart rate going a bit. Let's talk about our heavy weights workout. We have 4 rounds to go through today. Each round is going to be 6 minutes of work. So we're going to work for 6 minutes, and then we'll have 90 seconds to recover and learn the next 2 exercises. And we work for another 6 minutes. One time through, so all in all, that's right around 30 minutes total. Each station or each circuit or round has 2 exercises. I have no reps for you. The reps will be based on your tolerance for work, the weight load you're working with, your familiarity with the exercises, and how hard you want to work today. So you might feel when you get to 6 reps, wow, that was a heavy weight. I'm going to stop at 6 and move on to my next exercise. And on the next exercise, maybe you get to 15 reps and you say, well, I'm still not really tired. I don't have a heavy enough weight load to challenge me on this weight load or on this exercise, but 15 reps is a lot of reps. I'm just going to move on anyways and go back to the first one. So you have some variance in terms of the reps you're going to do. You can either follow along with me or just do your own reps. We're only doing 2 exercises at a time, so it'll be easy for you to transition yourself, even if I'm not transitioning, and just go back to your other exercise. All right, hopefully that makes sense. Let me demo our first 2 for you. So we're going to start with a deadlift. I'm going to probably be working out with kettlebells for the most part in the video today because I just don't have heavy enough dumbbells to do a lot of this, but I'll still demonstrate with dumbbells at least for a round. So for the deadlift, we want to make sure that we are standing over top of the weight before we lift it up. So do not pick your weight up when the weight's in front of you, especially if it's heavier. because then it's going to put a lot of torque in the low back. We don't want to have any issues there. So straddling the weight, I can have two weights on the outside of my hips, in which case my feet will be more hip-width apart, or I might have a single weight down the center, in which case I'm probably a little bit wider, more into that squat pattern. So you can choose what you want to work with. Here I have one weight. I'm going to hinge down, pick up the weight, keep the shoulders back. The weight goes straight down, so the weight does not move forward at all. Straight down towards my feet. Hips go back, shoulders dive forward, but the spine stays neutral. So we're not rounding the spine at any point. Shoot the hips back. Notice the knees are unlocking, so the knees are not staying straight, but they're also not squatting. They just bend slightly, but the majority of the movement comes from my hips. So deadlift is number one. Second exercise in round one is a half kneeling overhead press. So I'm going to get down to the floor, one knee down, one foot up. I'm going to get the weight up to my shoulder. Doesn't matter which side I do. It can be on the same as the front leg or same side as the back leg. Doesn't matter. Well, it changes the stability a little bit. We're not too concerned. Play around with it. From there, you're going to go to a press. So pressing the weight straight up overhead, bringing it back down to the shoulder. With a kettlebell, you're probably going to finish more of the hand at the chest. If you have a dumbbell, then you're likely going to finish a little bit more outside the shoulder with the weight. All right. You're just going to do the one arm on the press, and then you're going to go back to deadlifts. And then you're going to go to the other arm. So we're going to do deadlifts, left side press, deadlifts, right side press, deadlifts, left side press. So you should have about twice the amount of work in the deadlifts compared to the presses by the end of the 6 minutes. All right, that's it. That's all you need to know. Let's get our timer going. And we're working for 6 minutes here. If you have lighter weights, you're doing more reps. If you're doing heavier weights, you're doing less reps. So we'll see what we get. Here we go. I'm going to demonstrate deadlifting with two weights. So I've got them off to the sides. And the movement is the same. Mechanics are the same. Only difference is my stance is maybe a little bit narrower, because I don't want my legs getting in the way of the weights. So it'll look the same from the side. Hips go back. Shoulders dive forward. Weight goes straight down. Now I have two different weight loads here. So the one in my left hand is heavier. I can exercise with opposite or different weights in both sides. It's actually a great way to create a little more core demand. But I'll just make sure that when I come back to these, I'm going to switch off to the other side. All right, I'm going to call that my first set. So I'm going to go down to overhead press on the right side. Bring my weight up, press, and back down. When we do these heavyweight exercises, we want to make sure we're controlled. So everything I do today is going to be slow. Not using much momentum today. We're not doing any Olympic lifting or anything like that. Feel free to count your reps or just go based on how you feel. I'm going to do one more. All right. So I'm not going to go to my left side. I'm going back to my deadlift here. And then I'll press on the left hand when I get back to them. All right, don't feel you got to stay with me now. Go at your own pace. You know what's going on for the next 4 minutes. You don't want any low back pain in the deadlift. If you feel your low back, we need to talk about technique. Send me a comment on the video if you want. All right. press on the opposite hand before I go back to deadlift. We're halfway through. So I'm probably going to get about 4 sets on my deadlift in total and 2 per side on the presses. If you're doing different weight loads per side, make sure you're not getting pulled over to the side or twisting. That's where the extra core work comes in, is you got to stabilize a squared up position of the body, even though there's weight pulling you out of square. So you got to fight that. All right, we got a minute and a half. Hopefully you found a weight load to challenge you in these 2 movements. Last minute. All right, do my last set. Seconds. All right, that's our time. 1.5 minute rest. So our next round of 6 minutes, we have squats. Now you got lots of options on your squat. You can have a single weight on the shoulder or in a rack position with a kettlebell. You have 2 on the shoulders. You can hold it in a goblet position. You can hold it into a low squat position straight in the middle. You could squat with 2 weights on either side. Just be aware with squatting, we typically have more of an outward movement of the legs. If you have 2 weights on the side, the weights in the legs can get in the way of each other. So if you have 2 weights, I encourage you to try to find a position in the rack where you're more comfortable. So just squats is our first one. The second one is a 3-point row. We've been doing a lot of these in our heavyweight workouts. If you have a counter, table, bench, chair, anything like that, have one hand on there. Feet are straddled to the weight, and then I'm going to roll the weight up and back down. If I don't have any furniture, I can use another weight as my 3rd point of stability. All right, guys, 6 minutes. Here we go. Let's squat. now we want a lot of knee flexion in our movement. We're keeping the chest tall. So this is a very different mechanic than the deadlift. Squats are more quad dominant, quad and glutes, and deadlifts are more hamstring and glute dominant of an exercise. I forgot to mention, same thing here. When you get to your rows, just do one side, back to squats, and then do your other side. When we row, hold the elbow into the back pocket, and then back down. We don't want to be shrugging the shoulder. A little bit of a pause at the top gives you more work, and slower is also more work. Remember which arm you did? So do the other arm on the next round. Minutes to go. All right, I'm off to my other side on the 3-point row. Halfway through time. Back to rows, first side for me. You might be doing more sets than me, you might be doing less sets, more rest, less rest, more reps, less reps. I don't really want you guys to follow me in the video because it's very unlikely that my intensity and your intensity are the same, assuming we have different weight loads and fitness levels and fatigue. So we're probably going at different speeds. All right, we got 90 seconds to go. Ourselves more. So you can do this with a dumbbell or a kettlebell. We're going to place the weight somewhere around the pelvis region. If you find this too uncomfortable, try a lighter weight, or you can also use your hands to unload some of the weight. This is a little more comfortable with dumbbells and kettlebells, but you can make it work. So from here, we're going to drive the hips up. Pause, slowly return without touching the floor, and repeat. After the hip drive, we're going to stay on the floor, so we're here for 6 minutes on the floor. And we're going to go through a chest press, either single-sided or double-sided, depending on how much weight you have. If you don't have a hip, well, I'll talk more about it when we get there. Let's go to our hip drive. Here we go. Try to find a comfortable spot that won't leave you too bruised. I personally like it a bit more on my abdominals, and it also forces me to keep the abs active a little bit more, but it's a bit more comfortable than putting it on the pelvis, I find. Try to get that hold up at the top. Don't touch the floor at the bottom. Stopping just before. Alright. On the chest press, what I was going to say was, if you don't have a very heavy weight, you can challenge yourself by going into a crunch. So pull the upper back off the floor, and then do your press from there. If you have quite a heavy weight, you're probably not going to throw that crunch in. Just lie flat on the floor and go through your press. I'm going to go bilateral, but if you only have one weight, just do one side like we've been doing so far. You're back to your hip drive. Extension on these hip drives. So try not to finish low, and probably most importantly, we're not driving the belly button up. That's going to create hyperextension of the low back, you're gonna feel the low back. You probably won't feel anything in the glutes. So when you drive the hips, you gotta keep the abs pulled in and think of driving your pelvis up. And then you're gonna feel the glutes working and you'll feel no pressure in the low back. So that's what we want to get. If you need to work on that without a weight first, then don't worry about adding weights until later. Okay, I'm back to the press. We have about a minute and a half, or just under 2 minutes to go. Looks like a minute 45. Okay. Really try to get those glutes to feel the work. If you want to get a bit of hamstrings involved, or more hamstring, then walk the feet forward slightly. Then when you drive up, you'll probably feel more work coming through the back of the legs and the hamstring, and a little less focus on the glutes. If you feel you get better glute squeeze without the weight, and you might feel that because you might find it's more comfortable, and you might be able to just drive a little bit higher up with the hips, then I would encourage you to not use the weight and just think of mentally activating the glutes really strong. Really fire them up, and that might give you a better workout than loading on a bunch of external weight. You'd have to play around with it though. When you're tired, you go back to the press. We got 20 seconds left. You guys keep going. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 90-second break. Okay, next round. Our last round. Final 6 minutes coming up. We have toe lunges and a side plank overhead hold. So for the toe lunges, it's a standard lunge, stepping forward, coming up, stepping forward. You can walk around the kitchen, walk 2 steps forward, turn, come back. You can do stationary lunges, it's up to you. But the trick is that we're gonna keep the heels up the whole time. So when I step down in my lunge, my heel's not touching the floor. And when I step through, my heel's not touching the floor. You can call them Bambi lunges if you want. So the heels are up. That's gonna get the calf firing a lot more. And you can add a weight to that one. Hold the weight down low, hold it in the center like the squat, that's up to you. Our second exercise is a side plank hold. This one's a lot easier to do with dumbbells, but we can do it with the kettlebell. So we're gonna get into well, first you wanna get the weight up to the shoulder, and then get it overhead. And then we're gonna get the hand down to the floor, and then walk out to a side plank. And we're just gonna hold this position. You can also do it from the elbow if your wrists don't like that. You're holding as long as you can before you go to the other side. All right, let's get ready for those toe lunges. If you want to just do your first set no weight, get a feeling of how these toe lunges work, you can add weight on the next round. So lunge, step, lunge. Remember, the trick is just not letting the heels touch the floor at any point. I'm not going very far because I want to stay in the camera, but you guys can walk around the house, go do some laundry, as long as the heels don't touch the floor. That's what we're after. Probably start feeling the calves already starting to work, and they'll get more tired as the 6 minute progresses and as we start adding an external weight load to it. All right, I'm not really tired. I didn't have any weight on me, but I'm going to transition out here to a side plank hold. So I'm overhead, and I'm going to go into my side plank position. Now, depending on how long your side plank is, I would say if it's 30 seconds or less, then maybe do both sides before you go back to lunges. But if you're holding this longer than 30, then just do the one side, do lunges, and then do the other side. We're trying to keep the weight straight up overhead. So let's say I'm done. I'm going to bring the weight down. We'll say it was less than 30. So I'm going to go off to my other side. Get the weight up, overhead, and then into the side plank. If your feet are straddled, lots of space between both feet, you'll be very stable, makes it easier. If you stack your feet up, you're going to feel a lot more wobbly, and that makes the exercise not only harder, but a little more dangerous. Because if you lose your balance, then you got this weight that's got to come down. So please be careful with that, especially if your balance isn't very good to begin with, you have shoulder instability, or your weight load's really heavy, then I'd encourage you to keep your feet apart. If your weight load's a bit lighter, you have good body awareness, no shoulder issues, then feel free to try stacking your feet to make it harder. All right, we're going back to lunges. And we're just gonna goblet hold it here. Again, you can hold the weight anywhere you want. One weight or two is fine. As long as we're lunging and keeping the heel up. Whew. A little less balanced with this weight. If your balance is really bad and you're trying to hold the weight up high, get the weight down low and have equal weight on both sides with your dumbbells, and you'll be a lot more stable. The lower the weight, or the lower the center of mass, the more stable you'll be. All right, once those legs get tired, then you're back to the side plank. Three minutes to go. Keep your planted hand underneath your shoulder if you can on the side plank. Try to avoid being up here unless you're doing that intentionally. Just under 2 minutes to go. All right, back to lunges. Those get tougher when you add weight. Under a minute. 45 seconds left. Heel still up. Seconds to go. Last 10 seconds in the workout. All right. That's our time, guys. Come on down. Great work. All right, you made it. That's all 4 rounds. Whew. Hopefully you guys found some weights to challenge you there. Let's get a couple stretches in, and then we'll call it a day. We're going to start with a quadricep stretch. Let's do these. Let's do them on the floor. I've done them standing the last couple times. So lying on your left side, grab the ankle, pull the leg back, keeping the knee fully flexed. And that should put a stretch in your quad. Let me know what you guys thought of that workout. Some more, some fairly traditional exercises there. It's good to do familiar exercises when we're lifting heavy weights. All right, release that leg. Let's go to the other side. Though on that one, that was good. I'm really looking forward, guys, to when we can open up the gym again. The novelty of being alone for workouts with the camera on, that's kind of worn off. I miss having people around. Nice to have you guys back. Let's roll onto your back. And we're going to take the right leg, cross it over the left thigh. Grab a hold of the left leg, however you can, pull it up to the chest. The current thought is that we won't be opening until probably mid-June. However, hair salons are opening on Monday, and that was supposed to be another couple weeks at least, so we'll see. Switch over to the left side. Sell a bunch of our equipment and we have new stuff coming in, but if we open too soon, we won't have equipment for you guys. Well, we still have most of it here, but we're short a couple of squat racks. All right. Hey guys, that wraps up another workout with me. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you guys for the next workout. Until then, have a good time, keep safe, and enjoy life. Bye.